Good afternoon and Jai Hind student. Again I'm here to teach chapter 2 for class 9th history, and the chapter name is Socialism in Europe and Russian Revolution. This is the second topic which I'm teaching, and the is Industrial Society and Social Change, which is in NCERT book on page number 26. So when we talk about industrial society, we have to understand one thing, that the time period between 1750 to 1850 we count as the industrial society. Why? Because so many industries got opened. And time period between 1830 called as Industrial Revolution. So this Industrial Revolution had brought up so many changes in the common people life. Already industrialists and a powerful people who were individual property owner, they were liberals or conservatives, and these liberals and conservatives did not provide too much facilities to the people. Because of the Industrial Revolution, cities expanded somehow, because the rural population which was marching towards the cities to get the job within the different industries, they increased the size of the cities. And due to increase in the size of the cities, the sanitation problem, housing problem, along with there were good developments also, like railway expanded, cleanliness in a city. Now the municipal corporation started worried about this. Reconstruction of the cities were there. And it was a sign of a new time and a new social and economical changes. Like if you all can see in today's scenario, if due to corona we are in the disaster situation, along with this there are good signs also for the social and economical changes within the life of the people. That same thing happened on those days due to Industrial Revolution. Maybe the bad hazards were more, but few good things also happened. The bad hazards, that industrialization brought up unemployment. Employment was limited, but the population which was marching from rural area to urban area, it was 10 times more than the employment required. And these people, believe me, when they were entering in these cities, they never ever returned back to their houses or rural areas again. But due to too much of labor provided to the industrialist, there were tough competition, wages were very less, long hours of work, and housing and sanitation problem due to the growing up of cities. Means it was just like that, if sanitation problem was not provided, people were making city area dirty. Rural population which marched towards the cities, they brought not only men, even women and children, just to properly match the high profile life and expenses in the cities. It was required for all the family members to be involved in the work and earning process. So industrialization had brought up not only men, even women and children also to the factories. So nowadays, if you all can see around the world, child labor ban, or children for children's education and all that, so many programs and plans government is working. These all were not present on those days because of the Industrial Revolution, and life was too much expensive in the cities. People were forced to send their children for the earning. And along with this, the liberal and radical form of government which were there around the Europe, it was not that they were sitting idle. They were also searching some sort of solutions regarding the issues related to the industrial development, but somehow they failed to give proper rights, facilities to their laborers and common people who were involved in the earning process within the city. When we talk about industrial society, now we are going to study that how the industrial society was and why this industrial society, which was made up of majorly liberals and conservatives, because they only owned the private property. Industrialists were either liberal or conservatives. because they were running government. They were liberal and conservative. Why? Because they were allowed to give the vote. They were well propertied people, and they can afford to open industries within their areas. So industries were basically the private property. On those days, industries were not the part of government. Government never taken over the industries. Instead of this, from industrialists, government was collecting taxes. They were paying taxes. They were the major taxpayers, and that is why liberal and conservative government always keep these private property owners or industrialists on their demand, on their hands, and they never ever care about the labor situation within their industries. These industries were majorly, I already discussed, these industries were majorly run by the liberals and radicals. These industries always appreciate the efforts and the investment, but never give credit to their workers. If hundreds of workers were working in the industry, they were doing the production, qualified production by sending in the market. When industrialists was earning power, money and reputation, they were giving efforts, credit to themselves, not to the workers. And that is why it was somehow humiliating for the workers who were not only for their earning working in the industry, even they need some sort of other facilities like health, like citizenship. Citizenship means right to vote was not given to the workers who were working in the industries. Right to vote was only for the industrialist. And even education facilities were not given. Only and only for their harsh and hard work they were getting wages, and that too these wages were very, very less according to their day-to-day need. They only opposed the laborers and liberals and conservatives. If they will have modern ideas, what we think that liberals have the modern ideas, because these liberals only have turned the government from monarchy to the liberal form of government. So their attention was only to avoid the birth-based privileges, that nobody will be getting birth-based privileges. And they believed in individualism. Individualism means private property. This is my property and I am only going to be the owner, and maybe hundreds of workers I have appointed, but this is my industry, and whatever credit for the flourishment of industry I have to take, I am going to take, because they were the owners. So they believe in the freedom of individuals. They believe in the laborship to be operate capital. They believe that the laborers' work, they were introduced, once I was reading Charles Dickens' novel, and in that novel it was shown that the laborers don't have any sort of identity. They were called throughout the novel as hands. The hands which were providing labor and operating capital for the industrialist. They were not more than that. Their importance, their benefits were only that they are working and producing capital for the industrialist. Common people believe that these changes would be brought up by the radicals and liberals. Till 1850, still, common people in Europe within different countries, they believe that maybe the government and the private property owners are liberals and conservatives, but they will only bring out the changes in the Europe. But after the Battle of Waterloo, I might have discussed this earlier also in the first chapter, that Battle of Waterloo fought in 1815, and all the major European powers like Austria, Prussia, Britain and Russia against of Napoleon Bonaparte fought this battle. And in this battle, liberals got defeated because Napoleon Bonaparte was the liberator of Europe, and the Napoleon's followers were only called as liberals. So liberal somehow got defeated, and conservatives now become the owner of the country or government. They were running government throughout the Europe within the major countries after 1850. So the old monarch whom had restored their power after Battle of Waterloo, they did not call now after 1815 themselves as the monarch or absolute monarch. They started calling themselves as conservatives. They wanted old previous situation, state system, society categorization, clergy, nobility should return back. But actually, due to the Napoleon Bonaparte's rule of more than 15 years, they understood the changes came up in the society and don't want to change the system which Napoleon had settled down in the Europe. So these kind of monarchs were called as conservatives after 1815. And now when these monarchs were controlling the governmental situation, which means that the liberal followers were become now revolutionaries. These revolutionaries were throughout the Europe. They were running secret societies to provoke young age people against of the conservative government. And amongst them one such major revolutionary about which you are going to study in 10th class first chapter also, he was Giuseppe Mazzini. Giuseppe Mazzini provoked the nation world. He had made people understand secretly. He was not coming out. He was an Italian revolutionary, and at the age of 24 he was exiled. He got the punishment of exile from the Italian region. And when he was in Europe after the exile punishment, he was continued to make the secret societies to work for the liberal revolutionaries. Liberal revolutionaries having a one major word, that was nation. Nation for liberalism even it is, where all citizens would have equal rights. Hence, the topic which we covered between page number 26 and 27, it gives us that the common people in Europe till 1850 were fed up of liberal, conservative or any other kind of government, because they know that both the form of government did not provide them equal laws, equality in the society, right to vote, citizenship, or even the laws made by the liberal and conservative constitutions did not provide them proper facilities and freedom of speech and expression. So with the result of this, coming up to 1850, people now started thinking about a new kind of ideology or a something new ideology which was put forward by Karl Marx kind of socialist reformers. And they started thinking about equality within the society. There should be no one who is rich and who is poor. There should be equality within the society. Everyone's status should be equal. Everyone earning should be equal. Everyone have house and everyone have right to vote. This was the conclusion. Coming up to 1850, people started thinking about socialism. Socialism now become an ideology for the masses like children below than 21 years, women, men, those who were industrial laborers. By including all of them, they now started thinking about socialism. Thank you. Jai.